السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. مرحبا، شلونكم؟ طيبين إن شاء الله. How's your life? How's everything as you're approaching now, mashallah? By 1.5 months through the semester, you're already getting to be busy, having more assignments and approaching test one, and feeling more worried about many things that you have. But just recall in your mind that you need to get used to it. Not because for the university, it's not for only the university, but it's also for that in your life you will always go through periods of high tide, high commitment of work. For example, if you work in a business sector, by the end of each fiscal year, and that is sometimes 2 times per year as well. It's like semester, where you get really pressurized that you need to submit many documents. If you're working in industry, you will have something similar when you go to shutdowns or startups, or having emergencies. And having emergencies is something that happens once or twice or 3 times per year. So in every part of your life, there's something like that. You just need to know that when you get under pressure, when you have a lot of jobs to do, you know what to do. You know how to handle all things together. You see, the time that Allah created for us in this life does not stop only by His will that it will stop. So as long as we are living with the time here, time passes and it will never stop. And if it never stops, that means whatever you do is going to have some effect, and whatever you don't do will have no effect. What I'm trying to say is that you need to do something about a thing to achieve your objective. But if you stand still, nothing will change and you're not going to achieve your objective. Okay, so with that very quick introduction to our lecture today, we are going to talk something about something also could be related to life, because we have many examples that we can cover. We already covered examples that are related to the affinity diagram, the two tools we have taken, affinity diagram and the interrelation diagram. And today we are going to take an example that is related to one of the tools, and this tool is called tree diagram. Tree diagram is one of the simplest tools. Okay, it's one of the simplest tools and straightforward, and many people do it even if they don't know that some people call the tree diagram. It was also not named to a certain person because, like, it's obvious everyone does it, but we need also to study it together, because maybe some of you are not aware about it. So we need to look at this tool. This tool is mainly about that you're having a certain goal and you want to know what are the tasks necessary to achieve that goal. So starting from a goal, and then you're going to go to some initiatives, and within those initiatives you're going to have some tasks that you should do, and maybe you also have some subtasks. So you need to see that how is your goals going to be achieved into the details of all the departments and all people who are responsible within these stages. So that is simply the tree diagram. When we talk about a goal, why did they say a tree? Because a goal could have more than one initiative, right? And then each initiative could have more than one task as well. So it becomes like a tree that has branches. So it's one branch, or the main stem or trunk, then it will have a branch, and the branch also divided into branches and so on. So that is generally the tree diagram. So what you're going to have, you're going to have an objective statement. So an objective, goal, هدف you want to achieve. And that goal could be the same goal that we have taken, the interrelation diagram or affinity diagram or any mission statement, okay? Using brainstorming, choose the main, have the main idea, and then we can continue with the steps going into the details through the brainstorming. Generate the next level by analyzing the major headings. Repeat this question at each level. So we can go into the solutions, the details of the solutions, and take it one step forward to know what are the steps that we are going to take. So it gives us some details. Finally, these are any benefits. So here's the key strategic factor. So I want to achieve this. I can achieve it through 3 goals. And then from this goal, I'm going to have these strategies. Strategies here is meant that you're going to do some actions. Okay, strategic actions. And from the strategic actions, of course, you can go into action tasks. Whatever you call them, like you can call them whatever you want to call them. At the end of the day, you start from a goal, you go down to having some detailed actions so that you can achieve your goal. Okay, so I want to have satisfied customers. So that is my goal. If I want to have satisfied customers, I need to have a good food. I need to make good food. I need to have good service, and I need also to develop a pleasant surroundings. Okay, how could I have good food? I need to buy quality ingredients. I need to get a good recipe. How to have a good service? I need to train my employees to have prompt attention to the customers, and I also need to have trained professional waiters as well. How to have a pleasant surroundings? I can have pleasant surroundings through developing a happy atmosphere, through a good table presentation and a very pleasing decor that satisfies the different tastes of the customers. You see, like, so if you put a goal and you put details for it, this is the way of how you're going to build your tree diagram. You can see that it is simple and straightforward, and even like خلاص, this is the next tool, matrix diagram. We finished with this tool. So this tool doesn't have really a lot of difficulties in it, but we will also take an example just to feel more comfortable about it. And let's take examples of one of the examples that I want to be a good or a quality chemical engineering, or whatever. I don't know if we have also from the other program, PIC Eng, good graduate. So you want to be a good graduate. So it's simply like that. So I want to be a good graduate. I want to be a good graduate. But as I told you, I wanted to make it interesting, and this is why I'm trying to get something different. So now you want to be a good graduate. Okay, so this is your main goal. That is your main goal, or your strategic direction. Okay, so that could be your strategic direction. Okay, so that could be your strategic direction. So what are your goals? What are your goals so that you can achieve that you're going to be a good graduate? So that is our question. I did this for myself, by the way, huh? And I can show you examples of what I have done long time back. Even if after I graduated from my PhD, I still have some examples of what I have done here. But I need to make sure I don't have something that is private in it before I can present it to you. So whatever, I want to be a good graduate. Now we will open the session for brainstorming ideas. If you want to be a good graduate, what you should do. ها ننتظر الحين. If you want to be a good graduate, what should you do?
I think a student must apply discipline and consistency.
Okay, apply discipline and consistency. I will write that in black. And consistency. Okay, great. That's a good point. Hello. What else?
Keep learning new techniques and new skills.
Okay, keep
Yeah,
learning.
Continuous improvement.
New techniques. Okay, new techniques and skills. And that is part of continuous learning. Okay, that's beautiful. Hello, what else?
Having a good knowledge about most of the major subjects or related to the major.
Knowledge in major subjects and related subjects. Hello, I like that one as well. MashaAllah. What else?
Participating in events, webinars, and communities.
Participating in webinars and activities. And here, participating in webinars and activities is a good point. However, it is it's not like a goal. It's more like a detailed action. Okay, so because this one could be for any one of them. I mean, keep learning. It could be one of the actions that you're going to take for so that you can keep learning. Participating in one webinar will help you to have good knowledge in major subjects, مثلا. So this point, it's not like a goal, but it's rather than a detailed one. But it's okay. I'm going to keep it here. يعني I will not be fussy now. I will open the door for all ideas. بعد شنو عندكم؟
Having dreams and converting them to a real goals by asking a lot of questions to have the answers.
اوكي شلون اكتب هذه يعني؟ I don't know how to write this one. It's not easy. Having goals. No, having dreams.
Yeah, and converting them to a real goals, something real, not only dreams.
Okay, let me write it. That's not about being optimistic. It's to have
Ambitious.
Shukran. I was searching for a word. Yani, to be ambitious. Thank you very much. Hello, that's good. Okay. Do you have more?
ربط اللي تعلمته بالاندستري اللي هو البراكتيكال بالثيوري.
Okay, practical with theory. So you're talking about practical with the theory. Okay. Hello, hello. Okay, beautiful. So I think so that is very good. Do you have something that is really in your mind?
Yeah.
What?
The most important thing is keep learning and never give up.
Okay, keep learning. We have it there. So so the word is that you should always keep learning and never stop. So I can add here and never stop, which means continuous learning. Beautiful. طبعا these, if I will put this like the strategic direction and I put these as goals, so these are my goals, and then I'm going to continue within the goals now to put some actions, and these actions could be more than one action for each one. Okay, but before I go ahead, let me tell you that how from our side we think. Okay, we think, for me as a quality expert in higher education, so we had a new book that was it's an international book. If you want to read about it, it's INCAHI study, INCAHI global study, INQAAHE global study, and I was responsible with some other with some other people from the Arab region to write about the quality assurance in higher education, which is quality of universities and how to develop quality of universities in the Arab region. Okay, and you can read about it. So one of the things that we discuss is you need knowledge, you need skills, and you need competency. Okay, so these are the three things, the main things. I'm trying to condense them, okay? I mean, there are a lot of details, but you need these three to be a good graduate. Very strong in knowledge, very strong in skills, and very strong in competency. Then when I talk about knowledge, it means the knowledge and all related subjects. So the word here, when mentioned, I think Abdullah mentioned that subject and related subjects, that is a key word. It's not only the subject itself. Regarding the skills, there are okay. There's one thing that I need to mention here. Okay, there are many schools that have different ways of how to explain what I'm trying to explain now, and I'm just trying to select one of those schools. So knowledge could be defined into theoretical knowledge, and knowledge also could be divided into practical knowledge. Okay, and we, as chemical engineering department, for example, we try to give you both. Okay, by the way, chemical engineering is one of the best programs in Bahrain, yani. Just to tell you that. And why do I say that? Because even when the United Nations, when they came in 2001, I think so, or 2000, something like that, and they wanted to review a program in Bahrain. Actually, they wanted to review a program in the region, and at the end of their search, they came to chemical engineering. And the chemical engineering is also one of the first programs with other engineering programs to get ABIT accreditation. And chemical engineering is one of the first programs to get the mapping to the qualification framework. And so I think so you should be proud of that. So it has both theoretical and practical part. If you go to skills, there are also some details in the skills. There's the critical thinking skills. Critical thinking skills. There's also something called the IT skills. In skills, there's also something called the communication skills. But I'm talking critical thinking, that means you need to have this mind of always analyzing, evaluating. Don't take things as face value. Why? Because always you will have different variables when you go to the market. So you need to have this critical thinking skill, and it is a skill, by the way. So that means you can gain it. You can gain that skill. IT skills. IT skills, that means something related. It could be to Microsoft, or it could be related to HAZOP. That means more advanced software. IT skills. It could be related to research. How do you do your research through the internet? And there are many things that are related to IT skill. Communication skills. It could be oral skills, talking to people of different audience. There are a lot of details. because it's not only one audience, it's different audience. That means maybe you sit in front of students, but when you sit in front of faculty members, you start becoming presenting differently. And then when you sit in front of people sitting from the industry, you will also present differently. And then if you sit instead in front of professors from other departments, from other universities, it's also different. So these are the communication skills we are talking about. So it's orally and written, both oral and written. There is also something part of communication skills that is related to teamwork. Competency, that means you depend on yourself on doing things. So you don't depend on the professor. So we take you stages where you depend on self and doing everything. So this is part of it. So you search by yourself, you judge by yourself, you decide by yourself, you lead a team. So that is all related to competency. Taking responsibility of your work, that is part of competency, because you need to be responsible within the university before you go outside. And this is why sometimes we become harsh on you sometimes. It's all about these skills we are trying to achieve. I'm just giving you something aside. It's not part of the tool, but because we are taking these details. Now, how much did you cover from these details? You have covered a good bit about it, and if there are something missing, don't worry, this all came from a lot of research and studies and so on. So going back, so my strategic direction, I want to be a good graduate. How to be a good graduate? I need to have discipline and consistency. I need to keep learning. I need to have very strong knowledge. It's not only strong knowledge, I need to have practical knowledge as well, and relating practice to theory. I need to participate in webinars. You see, participate in webinars, again, you can feel it that it's not like a goal, it's like more like one of the actions. I need to be ambitious, okay, and have dreams and so on. Now I'll go into the details. The details. If you want to be disciplined and having consistency, what are the points that you need to add here? So what you're going to do to be disciplined and having consistency?
Time management.
Sorry?
Managing your time management.
لأن صوتك يتقطع. I don't know if it's from my side or from your side.
تنظيم الوقت.
حضور على الوقت. Okay, it's something to do with time management, but here I just put the word time management was generic thing, but you meant that be on time. Be on time for all lectures. So you can see how important sometimes you do something within the university, it will reflect later. And it really reflects later. It depends on how you do it now. It reflects later to you being a very disciplined graduate. Okay, great. What else do you have?
Wake up every day and start taking notes of what you are going to do. Wake up every morning and start taking notes.
Start taking what? Because I think so it's my internet, because it cannot be two people having something wrong. It's me then.
All right. Wake up every morning and start taking notes of what you are going to do.
Okay, if you allow me just for 1 minute, I will shift my internet to another internet. I have two at home, so the second should. Okay, I shifted to another one now. Ahmed, I want to test your voice.
Hello, test.
Yes, now that's really good. Hengul.
Yeah, I said like wake up every morning and start taking notes of what you are going to do today.
Okay. Again, it's related to time management. So You know, there is something called life management and there's something called time management. All what you're mentioning now is all about time management and having things very clearly what to do at what time. Life management is something else, but I cannot talk about life management now because it's another story. But at least I say it, and if you want to go read about it, you can read. Okay, so I will skip to the second one. Keep learning. How do you want to keep learning? If you want to achieve this goal, what should you do?
إني أكون على اطلاع بآخر التحديثات اللي تصير في الفيلد، مثلا تكنيكات جديدة، أجهزة جديدة.
Okay, all new techniques and new technologies. زين شلون تكون على اطلاع؟
أقرأ المجلات العلمية المتخصصة مثلا، مؤتمرات بعد يعني.
Okay, good, good. I'm just writing it, يعني. So you're talking about reading latest articles. Okay, attending conferences or meetings or seminars, for examples. All this will add that you can keep learning. Hello, White hello. Do you have other points with keep learning as well?
Taking courses, Doctor.
Yes, that's really good. And I totally agree. So attending specialized courses. Hello.
Can we add like keep learning in a smart way to understand instead of memorize?
That is a goal. Still, it is a goal. What is the difference between a goal and the details is that if you are not specific, يعني you saw what I told, يعني I forgot يعني your friend's name when he told me about aware about all new technologies, and then I asked him, okay, through what? And then he said reading articles, attending conferences. So putting details makes it clear what you want to do. But saying that I want to be good, I want to advance myself, I need to be ambitious, these are goals. And still they are very vague goals, يعني very مطاط. يعني if you have very generic goals, it doesn't help you sometimes to direct you to a certain direction. Why? Because you don't know what you should do exactly. It's a very generic goal. What example should I say? يعني for example, that's another example. I need to be a good person. يعني then what is a good person? What do you mean by a good person? Do you mean good person and what? يعني you have many questions in your mind. يعني so that is my comment to your point here. So I think you need to be more specific.
Like by reading the chemical engineering subjects, the student must understand what's written, not to memorize only.
Subject. I think so. This is a good point because I can tell you that there are many students who rely on the lecturer notes, and they don't really read into the books. If they don't read into the books, they don't know the details. They just hear what the professor says. So I totally agree with you. This is good. Hello. The next point, having good knowledge. How can you have good knowledge?
By reading and by doing summary for most of the subjects, because when someone writes a summary, final summary, it will help him in the future to have like a long story short.
Hello, Moshi. This helps. Hello, that's a good point. What else do you have? Others?
Focusing with the instructor.
Focusing?
Yes, with the instructor.
Okay, focusing with the instructor. Okay, so you're saying that they should be very attentive. Okay, attentive. What else do you have?
Having discussions.
Discussions. Hello. I think so. Now that will be good enough. Discussions is very important. Mumtaz. And you see our tree, and we are having a tree now here, and this is for all of you. And I took this example so that I can do what I want to achieve as well. Usually I use a lot of stories, but I'm doing it in a different way. So you can see how our tree is developing, and this is how we do it. Now we are taking examples now for good graduates. If you want to put like a quality product, then you're going to do also the same. And it reflects everywhere. It reflects, it's just a tool. It is a tool so that you can put details for goals and then initiatives and then tasks. We also can go to the details of the tasks. And I have an example. The tree diagram is an old tool. There's a new diagram. It's a new diagram. It's a Japanese tool. It just started from 2 years ago, something like that. I forgot its name. It is called معلش شوي صبروا علي. I think it's called 64. I forgot what it's called, by the way. Okay, I forgot what it's called. But the idea is that he put some kind of شلون ارسمها ذي. Okay, he put an idea. It's very similar, that I want to achieve this goal, then I want to be شوي أضعف. I want to be a thin a fit person. Okay, I want to be a fit person, so I have a lot of fat. So what should I do? I should eat less, and then I should do some exercises. And it's very similar to the tree diagrams. It's the same idea. And I want to do some exercises. I want to walk every day. It is something like exercises, but maybe I mean here the exercises something different. Okay, I need to go to a gym. Just put all the ideas. Okay, and I need to have friends who are fit. Then I hear it, because if you're going to have friends who eat a lot, I imagine that you want to go outside with him, for a walk. لا يبا خلينا نروح نتعشى أحسن. Let's have a dinner better. So imagine that your friends are of people that who like to eat a lot. I think so every day you'll go to Romancia and Muhammad Noor. I mean, you will not go to healthy calorie restaurant, right? So for example, you need friends like that. But he takes it to another extent, because now everything sounds simple. I mean, this is what we do exactly for a tree diagram, and I want to eat less. How should I eat less? Okay, and then I will have a small plate. I will have 2 portions only, 2 portions of big spoon. You see, we started going to details. Okay, we started going to and when we started going to the details, things started becoming more practical. Why? Because it tells you what you should do. I want to go to the gym. That means you need to book a place, or for a place for a gym. Maybe close to your home. Maybe even going to a gym, maybe it sounds like it's still difficult to book, so you need a friend, you need a supporter to be part of you within the gym. So you start going into more details and details, and it could go even further and further. All right. And then what you're going to apply, you're going to apply those final points that you're having at the ends there. And even those, there could be too many. And because there's too many, you can take a certain percentage of them, which is something related to 2080 rule. We will take that later. And then you start even less and less till you change a certain habit. And actually, he added this idea just for habit change. If I can recall his name, I'm going to bring that to you. But it is very similar to the idea of what? It's very similar to the idea of having a tree diagram. And
Is it Ikigai?
شنو?
Ikigai.
Well, I can't remember his name, but it could be possible. From where did you get his name?
From Google Chrome.
From Google Chrome. Okay, so it could be. Wallah, it's just out of my mind, yani.
Okay.
But yani, it could be. Okay, do you know the name of his methodology? Did you find it in Google Chrome?
It's written Ikigai, the name itself, maybe. The diagram itself, it's called Ikigai.
Ikigai. Okay, I need to remember then what does it mean in Arabic. It's okay. Sometimes you read a lot and you forget. You remember the concept, but you can't remember the names exactly. Okay, so this is the way of how we are trying to develop a tree diagram. It's just a way of how to achieve your goal. But you can see that we didn't put any details. We didn't put any details related to time, and the thing that because. Yeah, we didn't put any details that is related to time. And the thing that reason is it is not related to this tool. There are other tools that add the time period where you're going to do what exactly and when. And it becomes more complicated, and maybe it's more suitable for smaller processes rather than bigger processes. Or sorry, it's more better for bigger processes. Because you are planning for heavy and very generic stuff. So let me show you something here. I don't know if I have it or not, but it is something that I worked on many times ago. Let me see. Strategic. Remember, it's good. If I cannot find it, then forget about it. Okay, I'm still searching. Well, I'll show you something, Yani. It's not what I wanted to show you, actually, because what I'm going to show you now is a bit a complicated thing. Yani, this is not a final one. It is part of my meeting with one of the universities as a consultant, and I was working with them so that we can develop together the strategic direction. We are using the same concept of the tree diagram. Of course, strategic planning is much more than that. So, for example, we want good learning and teaching. We want to create a culture of learning and teaching that support reaching the university's strategic direction, which means this is strategy of culture of teaching, of applied programs and quality of students is still part of a generic strategy. And then we put details, L&T, learning, teaching, practice development to enhance the practices that leads to student skills improvements. And even these details, we put more actions. And these are KPIs, not actions, but we we do have another document which puts actions into the details here as well. So you can see that, like, this is an example of something big for universities. They want to have quality of learning, teaching, quality of research, good engagement and relationships, and with a community, student and alumni support. They want to have, forget about this, they want to have entrepreneurs in future. They want to have innovative products. They also want to be the student, not the student, the university to be international, which means that it has a percentage of international students, and they have partnership, which is also related to internationalization. And you can see that when you put things into practice, into written, it just makes things become possible. It just makes things become possible. And if you don't do it, it will not become possible. Okay, so this is part of it. Yani this is life, and you need to plan for it to have things working correct. And if you don't plan for it, as I said from the beginning of the lecture, you will not have it in place. You must plan for what you want to achieve. If you don't plan for it, forget about it. You will not achieve your goal. You will not achieve it. Okay, great. And I think so this is enough for what I have for today. I'm just searching for the document that I told you about, but I still cannot find it. Yani. Do you have any questions? Okay, if you don't have any question, just give me 1 minute if I can find what I want to find. Because you will not hear me now, يعني, with the adhan. So just 1 minute.
Allahu Akbar, أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
Okay, great. So I'm back, and I'm just going to show you something. Yeah, I'm doing some editing. Sorry, because and the thing that's why I'm doing some editing because I don't want you to see all my goals. Okay, because I have some details for my goals. So just to show you part of it. Okay, so this is, for example, that's something that I had long time back, يعني, and that was one of my goals. Okay, and I'm putting a goal that you can see the dates, 2009. So that was some time, and then you have goals for your ibadah, that is worship, ثقافة, okay, whatever, يعني, sort it out with your friends. Okay, and so and then you put the details, even the details. That means I want to read more about raising kids because I started having kids, يعني. So I just wanted to know more. Even when you talk about worship, if you don't put a goal, it will never work for you. Even if you want to pray more, يعني, if you don't put a goal for yourself, it will never increase. What about my work in the university? You see, I already had goals that I want to take certain certificates, for example. What about my relation with wife, and what about my kids? What should I concentrate with them and within this period? And what about my, for example, my parents? How many times should I visit them to maintain this level of birr al-walidain that I think that is acceptable, and so on. And of course, there's something related to my health and so on. The idea is that this is something that is created by one of my team members, and so that we can develop ourselves together. And the idea is that what you have a goal, and then you have details of the goal, and under the details you put what you want to do. So it's very related to what? Very related to the diagram as well. Even if you see, for example, that what things that I need to be careful about. And for Quran, for example, how many verses, how many surah should I memorize within this period? And that started in 2009, يعني, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. So what I'm trying to say is that, you see, like, this is life. Life doesn't go without planning. And today when I'm talking about the tree diagram is all about, it just gives you the idea that you need to plan something before you try to achieve it. Things could happen with the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you go and achieve it. But believe me, if you plan, you will eventually get to what you're trying to based on your planning. This is life. Life doesn't go without planning. It doesn't go ala al-barakah, as we say. Okay, I think so. That's good enough. I have taken some more time. يعطيكم العافية. Any questions?
No, thank
يعطيكم
you.
العافية. يعطيكم العافية. ما قصرت أخوي أحمد. يلا نشوفكم على خير and see you and يعطيكم العافية. في أمان الله. مع السلامة.